Welcome back to Boom and Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement, here with Julia Deans. She is the president of Habitat for Humanity Canada. Julia, let's talk a little bit more, delve a little bit more deeply into the kinds of clients you're servicing now. Obviously, it sounds like these are, our neighbors, people who've got jobs, as you said, driving buses or working in hospitals, etc. Just give us kind of some real life examples of who you're helping out with your programs.
Well, I was in Nova Scotia just a couple of weeks ago, sitting with a Habitat family. Mom is working in healthcare. The husband is self-employed, 2 children. They'd been living with in-laws for the last 2 years because they'd been pushed out of so many rental accommodations. Granny was on the couch. Teenage boy was in one bedroom, and the other 3 were in another bedroom of a small mobile home. And they lived like that for 2 years.
Wow.
And now they're living in a new home in Nova Scotia. And just seeing the future and seeing a place that they can settle, they can make friends, they can invest in building the business in the community. In southern Alberta last month, we had 11 families move into homes as new Habitat homeowners, and 8 of them were coming out of subsidized housing. So that means that there are now 8 places available for families who may need subsidized housing. And these 8 families are settled in permanent homes. They're paying property taxes. And they are the people I mentioned. They're working in health. They're working for the city. They're working at Starbucks. They're working in schools. They're the people that we see every day and who make our communities as vibrant as we need them to be.
So how do you, I know you've got this criteria of 30% and so on. Just take us through a little bit of the details of how you assess that someone is eligible, that has the means and the ability to shoulder the responsibility of owning a house.
Yeah, well, we have to sell our houses at fair market value. That's part of the tax law. The families pay no more than about 30% of their household income for the cost of their home, and they are also responsible for property taxes, for paying if they need repairs to the roof or appliances, all those things that we most of us pay as homeowners. And so they need to have sufficient income to manage that, as well as pay for the cost of food and all those other things that go into running a family. So we are looking for families that need this kind of hand up. They don't have other means, but that they're going to succeed, because the last thing we want is for a family to move into a new Habitat home of their own and not succeed. Then they're set back even further, and that would not be a good thing.
Any comments on the sky-high interest rates that we're being subjected to right now?
Well, certainly that's making it harder for us as a not-for-profit housing developer, and it's making it harder for everyone. Fortunately, because of the support of our partners and because we are a not-for-profit, we're in a position to buffer some of that for the families we serve. But it certainly causes more expense for everyone, and it's very top of mind.
Yeah, for sure it is. What other trends are you seeing with your clients? You in your description, you mentioned family in Nova Scotia, family in Alberta. So obviously, different regions are subject to different conditions. But what are the trends that you're seeing?
Well, I would say there are very few places I go in the country, and I go everywhere where housing is not an issue. So this is definitely the norm. It's not a City of Toronto or Vancouver issue. It's an issue for just about every community in Canada. We see preponderance of single mothers. It tends to be a number of the families that we're working with are single moms who are trying to get ahead and raise their families. And so we work with many single mothers. We've increasingly been working with Black Canadians, and we have received support to target Black Canadians who need access to home ownership. And they've been historically very disadvantaged when it comes to home ownership, about 30% less than other Canadians, and that has generational repercussions for their prospects and their contributions to the community. So that's something that's top of mind for us as well.
Yeah, I would expect that. Is it more difficult for them to get mortgages or financing? Is that part of the issue?
Well, it's income levels and getting access to the markets, and you see the effects of not having had the opportunities that home owning children have
Right.
had in the past. It just keeps escalating.